Hello and welcome to yet another graph problem. Let us look at the problem statement. We have won a contest and our prize is a free trip that consists of one or more flights through cities. We want to choose a trip that covers as many cities as possible. We want to fly from S to L so that we visit the maximum number of cities. We maximize the number of cities. We know that there are no directed cycles in the flight network. So in other words, we are supposed to calculate the single source longest path from S to L. Okay. And the assumption is there are no directed cycles. If there is a directed cycle, we will be visiting the same city over and over again. So we are dealing with an unweighted graph. The reason is that distances are not given. We just have to count the number of cities. It is a directed graph because we are dealing with flights, and it is acyclic. In these circumstances, we are supposed to find the single source longest path. So let us look at a test case and things will be more clear. Test case. There are 5 cities, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. From 1 to 2 there is a flight path. From 2 to 5 there is a flight path. From 1 to 3 there is a flight path. From 3 to 4 there is a flight path, and from 4 to 5 also there is a flight path. So the answer is we have to of course go from city number 1 to city number 5. The answer is we take this path 1 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 5. That will help us cover 4 cities, and these are the 4 cities that are visited in the correct order. So how do we solve this problem? So let us take a look at the prerequisites. Our approach will be using Dijkstra's. I've covered Dijkstra's in previous videos, so go ahead and watch them if you are not very clear with it. There are alternative approaches like topological sorting, dynamic programming, etc. But we won't be going this route. We'll be using Dijkstra's, which is a greedy approach, and solve a problem. So the first question, can we convert this into a single source shortest path problem from a single source longest path problem? Dijkstra's works for single source shortest path. So we have to first make this conversion for us to apply Dijkstra's. So in fact, we can make such a conversion by assigning the weight of each edge as -1. This becomes a single source shortest path problem. So here all the edges are labeled with edge weight -1. So if we now try to calculate the single source shortest path, we'll correctly get it as 1 to 2, 2 to 3 and 3 to 4. So 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4. This is in fact our single source longest path. So in other words, if we do this operation, this neat trick, this becomes a single source shortest path problem. Now the next question is, can we solve it using Dijkstra's? The problem is that we have negative edges. So it would look like we can't solve this problem with Dijkstra's, but turns out we can. We have to just change our strategy a little bit. But before that, let us have a discussion on what Dijkstra's actually assumes and does. So the assumptions of Dijkstra's. For that, let us understand our goal. We have to get from 1 to 3 here. So here is what Dijkstra's analyzes and thinks like. From 1 to 3, if we take the direct path, the cost is only 70. From 1 to 2, the cost is 500. So from 1 to 2, it's already 500. If we take this path, the cost will only increase. The cost will only increase beyond 2. So Dijkstra's will not even consider this path because it says if I go to 1 to 2, the cost is 500. If I go to 2 to 3, that will be plus x. So the total cost will be 500 plus x, and x is always positive. So it won't even consider this path, which is the correct answer. 500 minus 480, that is the actual correct answer. But our Dijkstra's will be fooled into taking a longer path because it is greedy. So the basic assumption of Dijkstra's is cost is a non-decreasing function. So the cost will only increase over time. Generally speaking, Dijkstra's assumes monotonicity. Monotonicity means that a function is either non-decreasing or it is non-increasing. So it is either continuously increasing or it will remain stable, or it will continuously decrease or remain stable. But there shouldn't be a case where it is increasing and decreasing. Specifically in this case, 1 to 2 the cost is increasing, 1 to 3 the cost is increasing, and 2 to 3 the cost is reducing. Because the distance is increasing from 1 to 2 and reducing from 2 to 3, we call this function as polytonic. And that's why Dijkstra's won't work, because it is polytonic. But what about our problem statement? Is our problem statement polytonic in nature, or is there just a negative edge? So in our problem statement, our function is a negative monotonic. All edges are negative. In fact, they are -1. We have specifically made them -1. So they are constantly reducing, like in this graph. Because of this, our Dijkstra's will simply seek the path with most negativity and therefore be able to solve the problem. The only case where there could have been a failure is if there are negative cycles. If there are negative cycles, Dijkstra's will not work. Bellman-Ford also has to be modified to work. But our problem statement says that there are no directed cycles. Because there are no directed cycles, none of them would be a negative cycle anyway. So in other words, because we have no cycles and because we are dealing with a negative monotonic, it is possible to use Dijkstra's. To show you one more example of Dijkstra's failing when there is polytonicity, consider this example. Going from 1 to 2, the cost is becoming -1000. Going from 1 to 3, the cost is becoming -200. So here we are going to assume that the cost function is a falling function. But that assumption is being broken by this 900 here. So this path, which Dijkstra's will be fooled into taking, it is having a weight of -100. But the correct answer is the direct answer, which is -200. So this is yet another example where polytonicity, that is the positive edge, becomes the deal breaker. So as long as we are monotonic, as long as we are constantly positive, we are okay. Constantly negative, we are okay. So the conclusion, Dijkstra's works when distance or cost is monotonic in nature. All positive edges or all negative edges. But there absolutely must be no negative cycles. Pay keen attention to that assumption. So in this context, we can simply calculate the single source shortest path with Dijkstra's after assigning the weights as -1. Let us simply calculate the single source shortest path and get our answer. So how do we retrieve the longest path? For that, we just have to capture the parents or the relaxants. We have seen this strategy before. Essentially what that means is, okay, so the distance to 3 was -100 from the source. The distance to 4 was -80 from the source. We are able to perform a relaxation here. -80 is converted to -101. So when you are able to perform such a relaxation, we can say that the parent of 4 is 3. So by simply capturing the parents and doing a trace back, we'll be able to compute the longest path. So as you can see, this is just plain and simple Dijkstra's. We are performing a relaxation here. We are relaxing the vertex V. So while we are performing a relaxation, we are also capturing the parent. So we'll simply calculate the single source shortest path with the modification with Dijkstra's. And to retrieve the path, we have to convert the distance, the negative distance, into positive first. That is part of the answer. Next, we'll have to trace back the relaxants from n to 1. So we'll start from n, then we will look at the parent of n, then we'll be looking at the parent of n, so on and so forth until we get to vertex number 1. So with that, our explanation is concluded. Let us go ahead and make a submission and see if we can get acceptation. Let's submit. So we got accepted. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, press the like button, subscribe to my channel for more such videos. Please share the channel widely so that it reaches a wider audience. Share it among your friends. Thank you and have a nice day. So at this point, you must already start experiencing more comfort with graph theory in general, because we have done a lot of videos, we have covered a lot of concepts. So here is a homework assignment for you. Try to solve this problem using topological sorting. I solved it using Dijkstra's. Try to see if we can do it using topological sorting. I am not going to post the solution in a video as such for topological sorting. I suggest that you do so in comments. If you're having difficulty, make a comment and I'll see if I can give a reply to it. I really don't want to spoon feed you all alternative solutions. I want you to go ahead and think for yourself because ultimately that is the way you'll get better. So thank you very much. Have a great day.